Perfect. So here we will have different sides of the different parts of the project, and we will start with the starting point of an application, which is, as we had before, an issue. Okay, when a new participant wants to apply, he has to fill its information the same way he did it before. So I will start doing that, if you allow me. I will use a production address, an ongoing production address, because okay, we can see how much Datacap they consumed, and on the test will be, on the demo will be more real and more accurate. Okay, so let's start with first of all, for example, we have our organization, our project. Okay, so first of all, version of the application, we are referring here to the version of the JSON file and the structure. In order to have retrocompatibility so we can manage different versions, and we will get assured that no one will be left behind. Okay, so in next version we will have this 2, 3, 4, etc. So we can add our on-chain address. We can add all of our data. History, stake. I'm just filling out this form with sample data, okay? So that's source. Link to file. This is important. Everything here is important because we will have some of this information in the front end. So notaries and people from governance team can go just here without coming to the issues and see the whole information of the ongoing application. Okay. So confirm retrieval frequency, time, for example, Europe, distribution. Okay, and provided, for example, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this is an LDMV3 type slingshot. Total requested amount, for example, 2.5 petabytes, single size data set, 1 petabyte, replicas 2, and here, for example, 2 petabytes. Okay, and with everything here filled, we can submit a new issue. Right now, as we are submitting an issue, let's get assured that we hadn't before any brands. Okay, this is correct. So now, as we have this issue, there will be an automated task which will convert, if everything here is okay, there will be an automated task that will convert this issue into a pull request. So we can see here a new pull request performed by GitHub Actions and the backend. Let's stop here and talk a little bit about the actions, which I think these actions will be the core of this whole flow. Okay. So as you know, an application has several stages or statuses, and depending on the status, this application will have some actions marked as green and some actions marked as red. So the first time a client wants to fill its application, it's in a submitted state. And in this submitted state, as you know, there's submitted, ready to review, start signing Datacap, and finally granted. I think I've missed one. So trigger, propose, approve, and once it's approved, granted. Okay, and its life cycle will continue when there will be more allocation requests performed by the SSA bot. So the status of the application will continue in a trigger status, because the first one, the first triggering must be done or must be performed by a member of the governance team, but afterwards it will be performed by the SSA bot itself. Okay. So right now, as this application is in a submitted state, first of all, we have the flow correct, because okay, this application has been submitted within an issue, and it has been converted automatically into a pull request, so everything is okay. And the JSON structure that the backend has created is valid, it's okay. We can see here the proper JSON file with all the data that we have. We can see here that the status is submitted. It hasn't been triggered by anyone, so this is empty. It's indeed active, but it hasn't any request ID yet. Okay, it hasn't any allocation, of course, and we have here all the information of this project and this client. The identification, the ID of this application will always be the public address, the public Filecoin address of the solicitant. So there cannot be two applications from the same address. Here, as we have this in the first state submitted, we can go to the front end here. Let's refresh this page, and we will see here it may be quite slow because it has to reach the GitHub API, and this is quite slow, but the backend is really fast, and it's written in Rust, and it's really fast, but our bottleneck is the GitHub API. So right now we will have all the application listed here in a table view or in a grid view. And this has a status of pending governance review, which is the same than submitted. Okay. If I go here to the detail, we will have all the information of this JSON file here. We can go to the GitHub issue here by clicking here, and we will have the client information, Datacap information, the project information, and all the application history. That we will see things here as soon as the application will continue its life cycle. So the first step that we have to do here is, in the name of a member of the governance team, we have to trigger this application if this is okay. So the governance team member will trigger this application. Right now, we can go here and we will see that okay, let's refresh this. Okay, so we have some actions being performed right now. We will go through all the actions here in GitHub, and we will see that we have our JSON structure. It's okay because the JSON is syntactically correct. The flow validation is correct because we have performed this through the bot or through the front end, so nobody has changed manually this PR file, so everything is okay. And the application is in a triggering status. Someone has triggered. So right now, this is also green. We can go to files changed and see that right now we have, first of all, we have a new item here in allocation requests with the first allocation amount. This by default is, we have this from the weekly amount. This will be the same value than here, but we, in the future, if depending on what you think about this, it can be changed. And this allocation, of course, is the first one, so it's active. And this ID is the same one that we have here. So we can refer always to the last active request ID through this UUID pointing to this one, to the last one. The type of this allocation request is first, because it has been performed by a member of the governance team. In subsequent allocation requests, the request type will be refill, because it will be a refill, okay? Right now, we don't have any signer here. And that's everything here in the PR. But if we go to the proper issue, we will see a couple of things here. First of all, okay, before this, I forgot to tell, before this, the bot marked this issue as waiting for governance review. We can see it here. And right now that we have triggered this, our status is ready to sign, okay? So let's move on and go to the next step. And the next step will be, okay, let's unlock my ledger. The next step will be to propose an allocation. Okay, entering PIN. Okay, my ledger is ready. Right now, we are presenting this, as I told you before, against a local blockchain. So I will be with two addresses. I will be both notaries. In production environment, this will be made, or will be performed by two different ledgers or two different people. So I can connect my ledger, and I can, as a notary, I can propose this application. I will review this, and when I review all the parameters sent to the blockchain, I will approve this. Okay, proposal has been sent correctly, and we can see here that we have some application history. We had this first of all triggered by, okay, this is my GitHub handle, but triggered by some people of some root key holders, and this has been proposed by me. Why is that? Because both in the trigger and in the proposal and the approval steps, we check this information, this GitHub handle, against some files, against the root key holders files and notaries file. As you can see here, we have my GitHub handle, and we will have here also my address, okay? So right now, let's see, by the way, okay, let's go to the JSON file. Right now we have added a new signer, so we have here this information: date, signing address, message CID, and GitHub username. And we can see in the conversation that we have reached a new step in this application flow. So right now, proposal is green. If we go again to the issue itself, so it's going a little slow right now. Oh, come on. Yeah, sorry for this. We can see that the vote has changed a new label, has changed the label, and now it's on *sign Datacap status. We can see it. This is quite slow, so I will get rid of this. So right now you can see that the status is *sign Datacap. So we can move on to a new status of the application, and we, as another notary, we will be able to approve this allocation request, this first allocation request. So right now we have connected as another notary with another, of course, with another address. We have connected our ledger, and we will be able to approve and process this transaction. I have already approved, and it has been sent correctly to the blockchain. We have to wait a couple of seconds, and right now, okay, we have everything here with this message, and we can see that right now this is granted. If we go again, first of all, to the issue itself, we can see that now the application is granted. Also, we can see, if we refresh here, we can see that we have two signers. Of course, it's the same GitHub handle, but it will be different, of course. And life cycle state is granted. If we go to the conversation, we will see the details of everything. And as we have completed the application lifecycle, everything is green. So the system can auto merge this pull request, and this file will be merged into the main branch. We can go to the code base, applications, and right now we have, 1 minute ago, we have this file with all the information. If we go right now to the detail, we can see all the data cap used by this guy as this is a production address that is right now consuming data cap. We have some data here, so this is not empty. And the first stage of the application lifecycle has been finished. Now it's time for the user to consume all of its data cap. And when this reaches a status where it needs more data cap, it reaches more than 75% of the allocation consumed, the SSA bot, the subsequent allocation bot, will come into play and will grant more data cap. Well, will make a new allocation request. So as we have now 97% of the allocation consumed, we can go to the SSA bot. I have to say that this bot will be launched twice a day, but we have created an endpoint for to access to it, and we can trigger this manually. Okay, so right now, I have to go to my RESTful application. We can go here and we can see that if we send this post request to the SSA bot, also, okay, as we have just one application, it's fast. But we can see that there's a new pull request opened 1 minute ago, just right now, performed by the SSA bot. And as this is a refill request, we do not need a member of the governance team to validate and to trigger this application. This has been triggered by the SSA bot. We can see it here that the state has been changed from granted, which was the last step of the previous application lifecycle, to ready to sign. And right now we have a new application request, which is of our type refill. We can expand this. And we can see this here. Right now, of course, the active request ID will point to the last one. So we can continue with the whole application lifecycle of this new state. So we go here. Okay, let's refresh the page. Okay, now it's ready to sign and it's on a refill status. So we go here. And as a notary, we will be able to go again, connect our ledger, and same old stuff. We can propose. I'm right now reviewing this transaction in my ledger. I'm approving this. Okay, and we have sent correctly this proposal. By the way, we have the first allocation completed, granted, and the new allocation is just proposed by me. Okay, so let's go to the JSON file. Let's see what happened here. As you can see, we have now, we have a small change. We have now the first signer. We have now that the status is start sign Datacap. We can see in the conversation that it has been correctly proposed, but not approved yet. And we also can see here that the application is in the process of signing Datacap. And now, as another notary, we can go here, we can connect our ledger, we can approve. Let's approve this on my ledger. And the whole process of this second allocation request has been completed. We can see here that the status of the application is granted again because the user can receive, has received more Datacap and he can consume the rest of it. So he has used now a 90%. This calculation is made by a request to the DMOV API. So we check the allocation left and we do a simple calculation. Right now, we can see that everything here is validated, or I don't know if this is, okay, I think this was the, okay, this was this brand. Okay, this one. Okay. Oh, the pull request is closed, but yeah, it has reached a granted status. We can see here. Oh, no. Oh, sorry. This was the previous one. And we can go right now to main. And now, okay, we have these two allocations, the first one and the refill one, okay?